Hi, what's up, devs? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to build a real chatbot. If you look my previous video, so here, as you can see, this is a very simple. Every large language model's response just consider the current question. But how can we ask the response not just based on the current question, but also based on the whole conversation history? So that's the first thing we need to resolve. So how to do it? In Langflow, it's very easy. We just search chat memory here. So we drag and drop to here. Yeah. And also we need to add a prompt. Okay. This one. Yeah. So here we can, let me make it more clear. We need to first edit the prompt. So in the prompt, we can define all the variables by using this. For example, we can define a context, right? And user question. Yeah, so this is a very easy, very simple prompt we define. So in this prompt, we created two variables. One is the context, one is the user question. So the second thing we need to do is we disconnect the line from between the chat input to the graph. Instead, we just connect the chat input to the user question we just defined. And then the next step, we connect the message to the context. So in this chart, in this node, it stores all the chat history and they feed all the chat history into the context. And based on these variables, we have a final prompt. So we just connect the final prompt to the graph model. Yeah. So now, as you can see here, it is a very perfect large language model application with chat history. So let's try it out. So, hi, I want to buy a shoes, right? And so he asked me, what type of shoes are you interested in? Sneaker, okay. I prefer to sneakers. Yeah, and you also ask me, for example, like classic, simple design, what bold, fresh design, retro, anything, right? Regarding the sneakers. And at this point, if you ask, what, let me see how to test it. Okay, okay, let's see. Continue to the question. I want a classic one. You see, here I mentioned the classic one, right? But in the AI's response, it clearly means what the one means, right? It also means classic sneakers. Doesn't mean to any other stuff, right? So that means the question, the response of the large language model is based on the conversation history, right? So this is one thing we already fixed. And another thing, if we want to build a chatbot, we need to define a role of this language model. For example, we can define a role like we can acting our model as a customer service, right? So let's create it here. Actually, to make it clear, we can call it chat history. Yeah, we reconnect it again. Okay, so let's connect it to here. Yes. And sorry, I missed this one. Input. Okay. So I need to define a role of this model during the prompt. So how can we define the role? Okay, so we can say like you are acting a role as customer service at an. Okay, so let's save and try it in the playground. And we can ask, who are you? Oh, I think there is something wrong. It didn't consider the role. Let me make it more clear. Go. Hi, who are you? Uh, okay, I think there is something wrong. We need to let me see how to change how to fix it. I think maybe the reason is from the chat memory because let me check the prompts. Yeah, you see, if it is a prompt, the role is already there, but there's some history data may affect the final response. Let me see how to clear the memory. Let me see. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, so it's clear. Hi, who are you? Yeah, so now it's correct. You say, hi, I'm Emily. Of course, it's a fake name. So I'm a customer service representative at Vietnam, right? So that means the response is based on the prompt. And also we can keep updating the prompt. Say, if we want to be this app can be a chatbot for customer service, we maybe can add some policy like return policy, shipping policy, right? So I already prepared a template of the return policy. Let me see how we can define it. Okay, so don't need it. So let me see. Return policy, right? Maybe we can define for the smartphone. It is 21 days waiting days. Return for free. Okay, so, and also maybe we can add the shipping policy for the smartphone. It is free for shipping to anywhere in the US. For the smartwatch, it is like $20 shipping free to anywhere in the US. Okay, so we define the prompt and we check and save. And let's try it. So, for example, of course, we need to default the memories. So, the question again. Hi, I want to know the return policy for my smartphone. Right, so here, if 21 days from the date of your delivery initiatives. Yep. So, and then, of course, answer is correct. So, and then I ask the shipping policy. Want to know the shipping policy of it. Yeah, so because we already involved the memory, so it knows what means of the it, right? It means also a smartphone. We offer standard shipping to anywhere in the US, free standard shipping to anywhere in the US, right? And but it also mentioned for the smartwatch we charge the flat rate of $20 for standard shipping to anywhere in the US, right? Which means the answer is correct. And now I'm not sure if you aware the prompt is as we have more and more requirement, all the policies, the rules, the prompt can be longer and longer, which may bring more and more costs because even though the Grok platform provide free version for us, but there is also some limitation. Means we cannot send too many tokens in the certain amount of time. Otherwise, it will reject our request. So the next question will be, how can we optimize the prompt? How can we trim the prompt? So we need to use another technique. We call it RAG. So let me show you what is RAG. It's RAG. So the RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. So that's a technique for enhancing the accuracy and the reliability of generative AI model with the fact of fetch from external sources. So to easily explain what is that, so that's actually a kind of database, but it's not a relational database or non-relational database. That's a vector database. Vector database means every token, so every word, every token, according to the embedding, we have a certain number to represent a token. So we store the number into the database. We call it a vector database. So, and then we retrieve from the vector database according to the user question. For example, if we store the policy, return policy into the vector database, and whenever user asks question regarding the return policy, we retrieve the related information from the database and put them into the prompt. So that's what it is. So let's do it. For the vector DB, the most popular one I will show you is the Vectora. So if you go to vectora.com and log in, it provides a free version. Let me show you. So where's the plan? As you can see, for the current plan, for my current plan, it provides 50 megabyte storage and 500 megabyte data ingest, 15,000 queries, and 15,000 generative requests. So I'm pretty sure that's totally enough for a small product or project. Yeah. So once you log in Vectora, so you go to Corpora. So create a new Corpora. It can be chat, summary, semantic search. Decide later. So we can choose this one, right? Let me see. Use retrieval RAG and conversational context to provide chat experience. Use RAG to summarize the information in response to semantic query. Use semantic search to query the most relevant to a query. I think we need this one, semantic search. And we need a name, let's say the FunLab. Yeah, so great. Yeah, now we are here. So next step, we need to upload our data into this Corpora. Let me prepare some data. So I need to open my PyCharm. Sorry. Okay, so where's my PyCharm? Let's say it's here. So and here we create two files. One is return policy.txt. You can see it's just the same thing, right? Return policy for smartphone. It is free. It's within 7 days after receive. Okay, so for the smartwatch. Okay, let's do that. Also, we can create another file, shipping policy.txt. For the smartphone, is free to ship within in the US. So for the smart watch, it is $20 to ship in the US. Okay, so let's upload these two files into the Vectora. So upload. So we can drag and drop. Yeah, so now everything is good. We can test it from here. For example, return policy and query. You see, there is some search results. Let me do that in the Langflow. So to connect the Vectora, we need another a node. So it's under the vector store, Vectora rag, this one. But at this point, we also need to improve our prompt, right? So we need another variables. It's a vector db result, and we save. Right. So I think let me make it more clear. So the output doesn't really matter, and then okay here. So let's just focus on the Vectora rags first. So to enable it, we need some credentials. One is a customer ID, crop ID, and the vector API key. So where can I find them? For the customer ID, if you click on the top right corner, your username, you can copy it directly and paste from here. Also, the crop ID is this one, the one we just created, which is NF. Okay, so the API key, we can find it from here. The personal API key, we click copy. Right, and then we set up all the credentials. And then we need to also connect something, right? We need to query based on the user's inputs. We connect to here, right? We query something based on the user's inputs, and the response we need to feed into the final prompt, right? And then we put everything into the grok and generate the response. So I think that might be work. Let's try it out. So go to playground, clear everything, clear everything. So let me try that. I bought a smartphone. I want to know the return policy. Yeah, so here's the response. Let me see if it's correct. 15th of delivery for the full refund. Let me check. But it says 7 days, right? So it means something wrong. So let's see what happened. And to debug, it's very easy. We can just check the prompt. Oh, there is empty from the vector DB. Okay, the response is empty. Let me check if there is something wrong, right? Maybe we need to change this one. The ranker type. I think I know the reason because the crop ID is the number ID, not the name. So let me change it to 4. Okay, now should be fine. Let's try. So clear everything. So I bought a smartphone. I want to know the shipping policy. Yeah, this means you won't be charged any additional fee free if you deliver US within the continental US. Okay, let me try. What about the return policy. Right, now this time is correct. You can return your purchase within 7 days of the receipt for a full refund or exchange, right? Which match the policy we just set. One is 7 days, one is free shipping in the US. Of course, if we want to make the chatbot be a perfect, we need to tune the prompt and need to a lot of improvement basically. So this is a very a real example, but to make it perfect, we also need to do some lot of improvement, right? And so I think as of now, it covered all the topics I want to share with you. If you like it, please thumbs up and don't forget subscribe my channel. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.